Hello everyone and welcome back. Today's video is a little different. Today I wanted to talk to you about how I lost 60 pounds. I want to tell you a little bit more about my journey, and I do want to preface this by saying this was my journey. This is what I did. Anything mentioned in this video is strictly my story. A lot of the things that I'm going to tell you are backed by science, but I want you to know I do not expect anyone, nor do I want anyone, to listen to this story and think, oh, I'm gonna do those exact same things and I'm gonna have the same results. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own journey, their own progress. Embrace it. This is why I'm making this video, is because I hope that you can kind of fast forward through all of my learning curves. You're gonna have your own no matter what, but these are the things that I wish somebody told me before I spent years struggling and disappointed and frustrated. Just easy steps that you can take to get started, or even if you have started before and you just need to reset, here you go. So to start, I want to introduce myself. If you haven't been to my channel before, I'm Nadia. I'm relatively new to YouTube at this point, but my journey began roughly, I would say about 5 years ago now. I am a certified personal trainer, a certified Group X instructor. I'm currently a student physical therapist, and I also coach for Parkinson's wellness recovery. So clearly I love this industry. I love everything about fitness. I'm not one of those like shredded to the max personal trainers. I really do believe that you can love your body at whatever phase you're in. It doesn't matter if you've reached your goal. If you did reach your goal and then you watched it just wash away like I did, it's okay. Things happen. Your journey is never going to be straightforward. You're going to have a lot of stops. You're going to have a lot of backwards. You're going to have a lot of side to side. Things happen. Things change. So I really love the body positivity movement. That makes me so happy, especially just where I am right now. It makes me happy. It makes me feel confident. But I do see so many people that, you know, as clients, as friends, as family, whoever it is, that they're just, everybody is so unhappy with their bodies. Get out of that funk, all right? I'm going to show you things in this video that I have not shown anyone ever. And I've shown a decent amount of my journey on social media, so this is going to be interesting. And if you've ever watched any of my workout videos, these free at-home videos that I have up on my channel, I made them at this current physique that I'm in because I love myself just as much now and give myself just as much credit now as I did when I was at my goal weight. That is huge for anybody to say. I know it's big for me to say. So the fact that I'm making these videos feeling pretty chunky and funky, you know, showing my rolls, showing my jiggles, not giving you this like super defined like body. Oh well, I hope you actually enjoy that and embrace that. So to start, when I began my journey, my fitness journey, I found myself over 200 pounds. I was very overweight. I was uncomfortable. And I always say over 200 pounds because the highest recorded that I saw on my own scale was 213. And I know for a fact it was higher when I went to the doctors. Block that out of my memory. So I think it was somewhere around 220. The lowest I had gotten to was 150. I saw a 149 for like a split second, and that was fun and all. But the thing is, the thing I'm going to tell you right now, I hate the scale. I hate the scale. I want you to throw that thing out. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I'm going to prove to you why. You can be really healthy and be overweight. Ever looked at athletes? I'll get there. By the time I was out of high school and, you know, doing night classes for college and I was working at a desk job, I quickly, like within a year, gained about 60 pounds. 60 pounds, that's a lot of weight. And none of it was muscle because I was not exercising at the time. Like many people, I started by doing those programs. We all know, I'm not gonna name drop any of them. But let me tell you right now, it breaks my heart when somebody thinks that they need to eat 1,200 calories to lose weight and they're trying to exercise. No, please, 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 no, don't do that. So I tried everything under the sun. I'm eating like so little and I'm starving and I'm still miserable and uncomfortable. Nothing was working. Eventually, after God knows how long of that, I decided to do my own research. I'm pretty nerdy. I've been in school for a long time. Proud of it. I don't mean like reading blogs on like Pinterest. No, I started reading and learning how to read actual peer-reviewed research articles. So what I learned about nutrition changed everything. And I started to implement these things that I learned about nutrition into my own lifestyle. I tried so hard to get myself out of the mindset of these programs that tell you to eat less and you'll weigh less. No. And somewhere along the way, I began exercising. But anyway, don't get off track, Nadia. The number one thing that I did when I first started was I drank water. I drank a lot of water. And this was coming from somebody that never drank water. I drank sodas, and then when I was like, oh, soda's bad for me, I drank iced tea. Water changes everything. I'm gonna give you a list of everything that water does. Water is amazing and it helps with weight loss. If you are doing nothing else right now, not looking at your food, not looking at anything, drink water. The recommendations are somewhere around 8 cups for women, yada, yada, yada. Try to get at least half of your body weight in ounces. I know you've probably heard that a lot before, and yes, it is a lot of water to start, but just try. Water was one of the hardest things for me to overcome. Water. The second thing that I started to do, this is like mid-research, nothing official, right? So the second thing that I did was started walking. Walking also changed everything. Walking is a very low impact, very accessible form of exercise that almost anyone can do. I would recommend not walking on a treadmill when you first get started. If that's the only option for you, okay, that's great, do it. Don't get me wrong, that's an awesome option. I know cold months are coming, but when you're able to get outside and walk and think, listen to your podcast, listen to your music, listen to this, you're passing scenery, you're looking at people's houses and whatever. You can have a lot of fun just walking. Set aside some extra time. Yes, I would get up early and I would walk before work. I would use my lunch breaks to walk and then eat at my desk. That's just what I did to get the walking in because it was a goal. You don't have to give yourself a specific mileage or time or anything like that. Just start moving. If a specific goal and a challenge is something that works for you, do that. Half a mile, 10,000 steps, 6,000 steps on your Fitbit or whatever type of fitness watch that you have. That is a really, really good, attainable and achievable way to get started. Then I started using that time in the morning to go to the gym. So it was any way to fit in this physical activity that I was not getting, exercise that I was not getting. I was sitting all day at a desk, no matter where I was, at work or at school, or I was sitting and doing homework. So anyway, as I was starting to get familiar with the gym, I had, of course, all of those newbie feelings, just like anybody that starts at a gym, no idea what I was doing. So then I started researching that as well, finding out exactly how biomechanics worked and form and all of that, and to just make sure that you are following the right people for your form. You expect all of this weight to just fall off. Sadly, no. There has to be a time of patience, because patience and consistency are the only things that are going to get you to where you need to go. It is not motivation, but having that consistency is going to get you where you want to go. As long as you know that you are on the right path, give yourself some time. You're not going to see a lot of changes at first. It's going to feel like it's taking forever. The fourth thing that I did during my journey was I started to weightlift. It is not all about cardio. Cardio is not going to get you where you want to be, because I guarantee you, yes, you want to lose weight, but you probably want to recomposition your body. You want to have a specific shape. Maybe shedding overall fat is what your initial goal is, and that's fine, but make sure that you're not neglecting your muscle. What a lot of these very low cal diets do to you is you're losing a ton of water and you're losing your muscle mass. So make sure you're protecting that, because your muscle is what gives you the quote unquote toning that everybody wants. But the shape, the growth of the butt, some biceps, whatever it is, the glamour muscles of the triceps, you have to weightlift. And powerlifting and Olympic lifting, regular old strength training, you name it. So I started powerlifting. That is what worked best in my routine, that kind of high intensity, a lot of times high impact exercise. And then I mixed it in with my weightlifting, my powerlifting, and some yoga. A really good balance. I haven't seen a gym in 9 months, so let me just say, at-home workouts are just as good. Don't be fooled by that. Yes, there's a huge difference on if you're powerlifting, Olympic lifting, or just you're really trying to lift heavy and you don't have the kind of weights or squat rack or anything like that at home. You can still get an amazing workout at home, okay? When I started weightlifting, I'm gonna tell you something crazy. I started weightlifting and I gained 10 pounds. I gained 10 pounds. I was gaining weight while I was trying to lose weight. Had I not known the science behind it, had I not known that that was okay, I would have given up. That 10 pounds was me gaining muscle without losing fat yet. Once I gained that muscle, I was able to take away the fat. So this is why I say that the scale does not matter. And I'm going to even prove it to you with some science. Scale doesn't matter because you can be 200 pounds of couch potato or 200 pounds of pure muscle. You are still 200 pounds on that scale. What do you actually want to get out of your exercise and your nutrition? We have to remember that you can be gaining muscle and losing fat, and you could be actually evening out on the scale. So you might not see the scale move, and that's okay. And here's me giving you everything. So one thing that you can do, especially if your gym offers it, because it's either free or a lot cheaper than anywhere else, but you can get a body scan. And I don't mean a DEXA. What I mean is a BIA. BIA is bioelectrical impedance, and essentially what that is a way to scan your body for your body composition, which will break down any fat mass and non-fat mass. That's what matters, because your body is not just fat and muscle, right? You have organs, you have bones, you have maybe your lunch in your belly. You have a lot more things going on in your body than just fat mass and fat-free mass. What that'll give you is your current weight, and then it'll break down your lean body mass and your body fat mass, and what they love to call the obesity diagnosis. And that is where you get your BMI and your body fat percentage. That's where we're at, folks. BMI does not add up to crap, right? Because we talked about that 200 pounds of muscle and 200 pounds of couch potato. You're still 200 pounds. It's still going to show up under BMI as overweight or obese. So that's why the scale doesn't matter. These were a little closer together. I had them done about 2 months apart. And this is where I really, really want you to take a close look at what I'm talking about here. So I got weighed. Here was my weight. Here was all of my analysis for my muscle to fat. I had 60 pounds of muscle and 65 pounds of fat. My body fat percentage was 37.5. 2 months later, I got it again. And look at my weight. I'm up less than a pound. However, when you look at the breakdown, yes, my weight went from 174.4 to 175, but look at this. I gained almost 2 full pounds of muscle in 2 months, which is not easy to do. That is definitely a huge accomplishment. And my fat mass went down from 65.3 to 62.8. Yet look at these weights. They are so close to each other. And had I not gotten this type of scanning done, I would have thought I made no progress. So my point is, you really never know what is going on in your body. You have to trust the process. You have to keep on going. If you're feeling good and you have extra energy and you know that this is a routine and this is going well, just hang in there. Please do not lose hope. Take pictures. That is my other huge piece of advice. You can see all of my pictures that I have here. I would have never kept going had it been A, for the scale, because that thing will make you mad and it is not giving you the truth, and B, had I not taken pictures, because you are seeing yourself nearly every day and you can't see the changes that are going on inside, which are soon to be reflected on the outside. So it's really hard to stay patient and stay consistent when you're not seeing changes on the outside, but they are happening. Let's move on to my next step. So once I was getting really good with my eating, I was getting really good with my exercises in the gym, I was starting to weight lift, I also started learning macros. And if you want a crash course, Macros 101, let me know. I can do an entire whole another video on that. Essentially, I started really tweaking my nutrition at that point. All it comes down to is how you're treating your body. Macros, essentially, just in a very brief summary, counting macros is very different from counting calories, because you can have 500 calories of ice cream or 500 calories of broccoli, chicken, and sweet potatoes. Which one is your body going to like more? And what are you actually getting out of that? What is the content of those 500 calories? Again, I can do another video on this if you want, but macros, they're something all right. After all of those years and all of the learning, and I'm still learning, I think that exercise and fitness and exercise science is just one of those always ever evolving industries, which is also fantastic. I learned a lot. I hope you learned a lot, and also give yourself some grace. It's not going to be easy. If it were, we would all do it, right? It's going to be harder mentally a lot of times than it is physically. To update you on where I am now, I showed you where I ended up, I showed you my transformation, and let's talk about where I am now. Things happen, folks. We get to where we are, and like I said in the beginning of this video, sometimes we just watch it disappear. It wasn't me watching it disappear because I was like, okay, I'm done. Priorities change, and that's okay. It's okay. That is my main goal of this video, is that it's okay. Not every season of your life or every portion of your journey is going to be where you would have liked it to be. You're allowed to jiggle, you're allowed to not be where you want to be in the moment. I am not in a state of mind anymore where I'm gonna beat myself up for being a little chunky or not getting the results as quickly as possible, or having pizza on a day that was supposed to be all macro healthy and beautiful and on track. I'm not there anymore mentally, and that was my biggest takeaway from my journey. I'm so proud of anybody that is able to get there, because it's tough to love yourself through every shape and size. It's tough to also see yourself at a point that you always wanted, that you worked so hard for, and then you're not there anymore. Another thing that is very common, I'll update you along my new chapter of my journey. It's still my journey. I told you there's gonna be a lot of up and down, there's gonna be a lot of changes, and there's gonna be a lot of things that you learn along the way. And just remember, there is no after, it's only along the way. Thank you so much for listening. Please like this video and subscribe if you can. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.